Hey, my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. This will be a very late update for my 25 and 2025 project. This is just a year-long, kind of like a traditional year-long ProjectPan, but it's not rolling. And I picked 25 items for the year 2025. Very typical Panner style. And I picked 5 items from each of my 5 makeup categories, which is makeup, skincare, hair care, fragrance, and nail polish. And I'm trying to finish all of them. I'm definitely not going to make it in the nail polish category, but my life has just been so busy. Lots of stuff going on at all times, sometimes multiple things going on at the same time. Also, speaking of changes, this is my new apartment. This is my first morning. I spent the night here last night because I was getting it ready, and I just got back from bringing my cats over from my mom's place. It was very hectic, but yeah, this is my first morning in my new apartment. So yeah, this is not going to be, I mean, maybe it will be the final background. Obviously, whatever I choose will look nicer than this. I'm still unpacking, but yeah, I'm in my new apartment. That's my cat's cat tree, one of them in the background. It is so tall. But I'll just get into the update. If you want to hear more about my move, you can watch the Get Ready With Me that I posted sometime this past week. Who knows when this video is going up. But why am I holding up my notebook? I guess I may as well start with that product then. The only 2 products that I have left in my makeup category are my Clinique Chubby Sticks. And you guys, I finished the contour bronzer stick. So this one is in the shade Curvy Contour, but I think they only have 1 shade for like bronzer contour. I don't know why, but I finished it. As you can see, it's completely flattened. Maybe I can get a swatch. So this is what it looks like. I don't know if I ever really swatched these before. Also, the lighting, I'm still figuring out my lighting, but it's like a very different situation from my last apartment, so I came very unprepared. So yeah, I have my lamp right here, so I do have that whole Two-Face look going on again. But anyway, this is what it looks like, and it's completely flat. This is where I was last time, and I used that much product. This is the bottom, or like the top of the packaging. So yeah, I was able to use that much product in the past month. I'll show you, in my makeup bag that I packed with me, it's giant. But this is, you know, this bag, my Sephora makeup bag. I packed all of my makeup that I would be using with me. Originally, I thought it would only be for 2 weeks, but it ended up being 3 weeks that I was staying at my mom's place before I fully moved in here. This was the only... Oh, Roxy just ran into my room. Something must have scared her. Rosie's sleeping under the blanket on my bed. But this was the only contour bronzer product I brought with me. I ran out of it after about a week and a half. So I had to, at that point, I had this apartment, but all of my stuff was in here. Of course, because this is my place. But anyway, I'm explaining too much, but I had to run over here and find something else to use because I don't know why, I just was not expecting to finish this so quickly. But also because at my last place, the place I will not speak about anymore, we're gonna leave it in the past, but there I was almost never using my cream products because I had a half-hour commute, and that's with no traffic. There was always traffic there. So yeah, I was almost never using my cream products except on weekends. So obviously it wasn't gonna go very quickly, but clearly if you use it every day, surprise, surprise, your products move faster, and I just was not expecting that. So I finished this a lot more quickly than I expected to, and I just did not come prepared. So that's a little bit of a unnecessarily long story about that, but I'm just so happy to have this done. I really wanted to finish these, especially because in my move out of state and then back into this state, I just moved back to where I was from. But oh, there's a dog out there. That dog's been barking for like a minute. But in both of those moves, I decluttered not a whole bunch of stuff, but I did declutter, I would say, like more makeup than I wanted to that had expired. I also decluttered stuff that I just didn't want anymore, but unfortunately a lot of it was expired makeup, and in this past move, just you know, a month ago, I was going through all of my makeup again to prepare for it, and a cream blush duo that from Jouer that I had really loved, that I was so excited to buy. I bought it last year too, so it cost me 2 beauty credits, but I was so excited to use it. I had never used it on my face. I had only swatched it before, and it went bad before I could ever use it. I was like so in love with it. I don't know why I hadn't put it in a project yet to pan, but yeah, it went bad on me before I could get to it. So I'm taking my cream cheek products very, very seriously from now on. I'm not gonna mess about. But speaking of cream blush, I also have the blush in Plumped Up Peony, which I'll give you. Oh my goodness, that dog is not happy about something. Okay, I had to go shut my window because I realized the dog is like literally 10 feet away from my window, which is why it was so loud. So hopefully that's better. But here's a swatch of it, and this is how much I have left, which that might not mean anything to you since it's been so long since my last update. I'm sure literally everyone forgot about it, but look at how much I've used. That's the biggest jump I've made so far this year. This is like double my average, even of my like, actually there was 1 month where I did pretty well, but this is still my highest jump the entire year. I did have another blush in a project that I brought with me, but other than that, this is the only blush that I've been using since I've been here, and it does go more slowly than my contour, but I'm still making very good progress on it. And this is how much I have left. So maximum, this will take me 2 more months. So I'm just very excited to finally get through this and get through it before it goes bad on me. I'm still like, even though like I've moved on, I still think about that blush and like what a shame it was. But that's called a life lesson. Not too many more updates for you. So the only other things that I still have left in this project are 2 fragrances and then 4 nail polishes. The one nail polish that I'm working on at the moment is this Milani, I think it's like of course a glitter polish. It's in the shade Sugar High, and it's what I'm wearing on my nails now on top of a blue nail polish. You can't really see because the lighting's so bad, but this is the only nail polish I've been wearing since I finished Confetti, but I've only painted my nails I think twice since my last update, but it's been like a month and a half since my last update, so that's not good. This is why I'm not going to be finishing 5 nail polishes this year. But as far as progress, I honestly couldn't really tell you if I made any because I'm just realizing I don't think I ever marked this bottle, or if I did, it completely rubbed off. So I will mark it after this, and hopefully I'll actually be able to track my progress. I do want to finish this, specifically this one, because I just kind of want to get through another entire nail polish before the end of the year. Previously I would have thought it would have been my Milani Gilded Romance because that's the one it was in this project, and that's the one I started working on at the beginning of the year. And then I switched to the Icing Confetti polish like maybe a month or 2 into the year instead of just finishing that one, and then I lost it. I have no idea where it could be. It could be still back at my mom's place, which used to be my place, or maybe just it ended up in the trash somehow. I don't really know. And these Milani nail polishes are very old. Milani hasn't even made nail polish in years, and this is even their old packaging, which you can probably tell from like how beat up it looks. Then finally for fragrance, again, I only have 2 left in the project. One is from Alt Fragrances. It's the the scent, I think it's called Amber Angel, which is just supposed to be a dupe for, it's a dupe brand, and that one's supposed to be a dupe for Angel Share from Kilian. I pretty much only use that as a mix-in for one of my leave-in conditioners that does not smell good, so I just add that into it. But because I've kind of been like on the go this whole time, I've been packing like either minis for my hair, or I've been packing like all-in-one products, so I have not been using that giant jar of leave-in conditioner, so it has not moved at all since last update. I have used this Machino Fresh just little mini in this little dabber bottle, which I hate. I've only used this twice since last update, both of those being today. So I don't know if you can see that dark blue line right here. The meniscus is slightly under that blue line, but there's no point in making a new mark because it would be hard to tell the difference between the two lines anyway. So I'm just gonna leave it as is. Until today, this morning, this had been packed away in boxes with the rest of my fragrances, and I was just using the perfume samples that were in my perfume sample project pan, but I did finish all of them finally yesterday. So now I'm going to move on to this one, at least for the rest of the month until I film a new update for the perfume sample project. But this will be pretty much the only thing that I'm wearing, I would say, for at least a week. Probably more like 2 weeks, because it's only I'm filming, I think today is the 17th, so yeah, for the next 2 weeks I'll just be using this. The angle might have changed slightly. I had to grab a few things, but just a little announcement, a little change in this project. I'm actually deciding to add a few more things in because, as I keep mentioning, I know I'm not going to finish all of those nail polishes, and I'm kind of just giving up on all of them except for the one that I'm working on now. But I still kind of want to finish 25 products in this project. And I mean, I can always be panning something, and a lot of these items I'm already working on anyway, so I may as well put them in a project so that you can all see my progress. But I am adding in 3 kind of like complexion base products. The first one is a primer. I don't think I've in a project fully panned a primer yet this year, but this is the NYX the Marshmallow Primer, and this is like, it's supposed to be, I think, like an all-in-one primer, and it kind of is. It's just not what I thought it was when I first bought it. I initially tried this as a sample in a little sachet, and I really liked it. I don't know, I must have been having a really good skin day that day, or it went well with the exact foundation that I was using that day, but it's just not as great as I remembered it being, and I bought a full size of it, so I realized it too late. But because it's kind of an all-in-one primer, it also, like, you know, jack of all trades, master of none, it doesn't really do much for me in any single department. So it's like, it's not very blurring, it's not very pore filling, it's not very hydrating, it's not very mattifying, it's not very luminous, and it works just fine as a primer. It's almost like adding another layer of moisturizer, but not quite as hydrating. So yeah, I'm totally fine using it up, and I think it'll go fairly well with the foundation, spoiler, that I'm rolling in. But yeah, I kind of just want to get this out of my collection. And as I said, I have another foundation, and this is the same one that I was panning in the beginning of the year, but in a different shade. So the one that I was panning at the beginning of the year was my winter shade, which was 120, and this is 122, which is my summer shade. It's the foundation that I'm wearing right now. I honestly don't know if I would ever repurchase this foundation again, simply because Dose of Colors, I don't know what's going on with them. Their entire like website and stock is kind of weird right now, which is a shame, but they don't have my shades in stock right now. So, and I have so many other foundations as well. Like, this is my oldest foundation. It was even older than the winter one. So I definitely want to get this out, but if I ever end up repurchasing in the future, is a mystery to you and me. But for now, I just want to finish this while I still have my summer tan. I have about I like unscrewed the cap and looked into the bottle, which really that's the only way to kind of like check how much I have left, even though it's not quite exact. You cannot, like, nothing really settles from the sides, so I cannot see through this at all, and like it's not going to make a line of demarcation. So I would say I have about 2/3 of this left, which is more than what I had in my winter shade when I rolled that into the project at the beginning of the year. And that one took me, if I'm remembering correctly, it took me 5 or 6 months to get through. It didn't break. Oh, that would have been bad because not only is it messy, this is made of glass. Okay, that kind of spiked my anxiety a little bit. Don't really remember what I was saying, but I think because I'm wearing my cream products every day now, or like 90% of the time since I haven't even been here that long. So I can't say 90%, but almost every day that I've been here the past 3 weeks, I have worn my liquid foundation. So I do think hopefully I'll be able to finish this in about 4.5 months, which is all that I have left in the year. We'll just see with that one. And then the final product that I'm rolling in is a face powder. This is the Artist Couture multi-use beauty powder in the shade Honey Suede. It's not my perfect match. It's a bit too neutral for me, but it works just fine. I bought this a long time ago. I think like maybe 3 years ago now. I bought this. It was like on major discount at Sephora because it was being discontinued, and the only shade that was left was the one that most closely matched to me. So I was like, I'll just get it. This was back when I was kind of making a lot more impulse purchases, and it's not the worst impulse purchase I've ever made, but I just really did not need another powder, which is why it's taken me this long to even start using it. I think I've used this like a handful of times since I've had it, and because it's literally just a powder compact, like it doesn't have sorry, my voice is starting to fail. It doesn't have a place for a sponge or anything like that. It does make it less convenient to like bring with me, you know, traveling or in my purse somewhere for a touch-up if I'm going to a special event. So I just kind of always pick something before this. It's not supposed to be specifically a powder foundation. It is a lot thinner than most powders that I use, so I think it will go well like on top of a foundation, because not only is this foundation like pretty much a perfect match for me right now, so I don't need this this powder to be an exact match, but I have been because I was panning it, I have been using powder foundations to set my liquid foundation for the entire year so far, and it's been pretty heavy, so I am excited to use something a little bit thinner. Now we are finally at the end of the video, so yeah, I'm excited to roll those items into the project. I was kind of already using them anyway. I mean, I hadn't started using this one regularly yet because I just finished my other powder foundation, but this was what I was planning to use anyway. I've been using this foundation, and I did start using this primer today because I finished my other one yesterday, so I think these are all good products to pick, and I'm really hoping I can finish them all by the end of the year, but we'll just have to see in my next update. Who knows when that's going to be. I'm very off with filming, and I'm not even going to bother really trying to get back on schedule at this point. It's been crazy for a while now, so hopefully you enjoyed the video if you stuck around for this long, and thank you so much for watching. Also, hopefully next time the background and the lighting will be better, but my videos have never been very high quality. So yeah, I will just see you there, and until then I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye.